So listen, it's been one hell of a morning. First, I started my day off with finding out that Black Lord Mobile is coming out next month. I was like, oh my god, no freaking way. And yes, I'll be covering that on my other channel. If you'd like to subscribe, that happened. Then Ludo dropped, like right after, so like 2 hours after that happened. It was hectic for me. I'm like, oh no way. And then Ludo dropped, right? When we were doing translations, and I verified these translations beforehand with a bunch of people, and they're wrong. Yay, great. So it usually happens where they're a little bit off, but they're not like this much off, because this much is insane how much is actually off in comparison. So I have to update this because I don't want you to go like knowing that or thinking that this is the thing. So just keep it in mind. This is completely wrong, okay? What the translation in the morning was is now changed a little bit, so keep this in mind. I'll share with you here today. Let's jump into it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Helps out a ton. And again, Black Lord Mobile coming out soon. If you'd like to sub to my other channel, link down below. Helps out a ton. Let's jump into it. Again, this is the patch notes. This is what we went through in the morning. 3-9 patch notes. Green Ludo dropping a shield card, a pierce card, ult, whatever. Basic stuff, right? So with this character, now, he is a backline unit. The thing that I don't understand is because when we first looked at it, I saw all, and this is why I thought, like, oh, this is great. 21%, this is what we thought, right? So 7%, the passive what we translated it to, which is wrong now. Keep that in mind. It was 7%, okay? Attack-related stats increase per goddess ally on the battlefield, which then marks 21 freaking percent attack-related stats increase. That sounds bonkers. That sounds crazy, right? Well, it's not actually the case, okay? And what it is now is way different. Increases goddess allies attack-related stats by 7% and, okay? Did not translate and on Google Translate, bro. For every goddess ally on the battlefield, increases the hero's damage dealt by 15%. So the whole purpose to this is mainly buffing Ludo. This Ludo right here, he gets the buff from owning or putting goddess allies together. And with it, you're not buffing Mael per se. You're giving just a 7% blatant slide. That's it. Nothing more than that. So he is not per se a support character. And the thing is, and this is why he sucks so much, you're getting rid of Ludo. You're getting rid of this Ludo. Margaret Ludo. Why? What is the point now, right? So you're losing this over here. Her charge card sucks, so you can't really say much there. But she has a cleanse card. And this cleanse, like losing this is the worst thing that could probably happen to you, because there are a lot of teams that just will screw you because of it. This is giving you, what is it? Damage dealt increased by 30% and decreases by 20%. Okay? So in comparison, running Ludo, you're just getting a blatant 7%. That's all you're getting. Nothing more, right? The thing is, he increases his damage, which is 15% per the goddess in the field, right? So he's hitting like 45%, which with a Pierce card, there's potential to actually do good with that, yeah. But still, like, that's one card. He has a shield card also. It's kind of weird how they really handle this one. Like, it really is weird, but I'm curious on how they move forward with it. I don't know if he's a PvP unit. Like, I don't know if he's that. I think he's just a Money Beast. I think he's just a Demonic Beast unit. That's really all he kind of works for. Because if you compare this to all the other support characters we've gotten, he is far below. He mainly supports himself, right? So again, he's giving himself 15%, so he'll give himself 45% versus Margaret, which with this, or rather with this, and then with this giving crap ton more, right? So that's the case. And again, if you look at it, if you 45% on her silver, so theoretically you're getting more out of Margaret. And then she has already, she's a 6/6 unit for most people, or at least getting there on dupes and stuff. She's already well built. I mean, it's a Fez unit. The CC is pretty high. So I'm curious on what happens with everything. But yeah, he's not what we thought he was. He is not per se a Mael support. He could still be great. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just making sure you're aware from what we originally thought of him being a pure on 21% buff for a Goddess team. He is not that. He is just 7% overall buff on attack related stats with a 15% that will scale depending on how many goddesses on the field for himself, only himself. Now again, I'll hop over to the other characters just to show you the difference between them, but I wanted to just confirm one more thing in the second yikes of the day. He is seasonal. For some reason we were like, oh, go, you can save your gems, you don't have to summon. What are you saying? You can just get him on the SSR ticket banner. It says clearly that they're marking him as a seasonal character. He will not be added to the permanent gacha. Make sure you let people know about that, because people are like, oh, it'll be fine, I'll skip this banner because I can't wait for it to be on the SSR gacha. Not gonna work like that, so keep that in mind. But again, even if they said it was going to be on the SSR ticket banner, it's bullcrap, because look at Chandler and Cusack. And we've waited every patch notes. I scroll the bottom as like a little surprise to be there. Like, oh, we're adding Chandler to the thing, or we're gonna add Cusack to the thing. And guess what? Till this day, Both of them have not arrived. They have not arrived to the SSR Ticket banner. Go and riot. Go and do it now. So let's just show it to you, right? We have Bond over here. Increases attack-related stats by 10%. 10%, by the way. And decrease all enemies' pierce rate, crit chance, and crit damage by 15%. Remember, 10% is pretty good in comparison to 7%, right? And again, you're also lowering this. So depending on what they use him for, you might just use... now with his passive, you'll have to use him in the front line and actually use him as a damage dealer, right? Because you're getting that entire 60 or 45% buff, so you'll have to use him in the front line. He is not 21%. Okay, that's completely wrong. He is 7%. Bond was 10%. Zeldris was 4%. Decreased enemies by 6%. That's what that was. Cusack also, if you look at it, was increases attack-related stats by 4% for each demon ally in battle, which theoretically, 12%, which is not that bad also. Chandler was damage dealt by 10% increases to a max of 30 per debuff, so not bad too. But yeah, he is not what we thought he was. Keep that in mind. He is only going to be 7% overall, okay? Not 21%. When we looked at it, 21% is nuts. It sounded nuts already, and it was clearly not 21%. Now you see that. But he mainly buffs himself. So what I'll go for is, and again, he is not bad. I'm not saying he's bad at all. All I'm telling you is that he mainly is not what you thought in the morning, right? You thought he was a buffer. No, he mainly buffs himself. He does give 7% overall, though. He does do that. But would you really trade him away for Margaret? Like, would you get rid of Margaret for him? That's the main question. Margaret has a cleanse card, and this is very good. Though you might hate Margaret, this is a must-have for most of the teams to go against. Again, she buffs there. She's just a already high-leveled unit for a lot of people. She's already kind of 6/6 or close, or at least you have dupes for her. So in comparison to a unit that just freshly dropped, how is it going to be? Thinking that he's going to be like a demonic beast unit. I'm thinking that now. That's where his use case is. Just because he gets, what, 60% damage increase now, and you can have the full goddess team kind of formulated. Yeah, you'll lose Margaret again, but still, that could be really, really freaking good for running that. You have a shield card, you have all that stuff to kind of help you and keep you alive. So there's a lot of potential for this, all right? Just, will it be what you thought it was? No. So I want to make that clear that this is not going to suck, per se. Could suck still. But mainly, it's not what you thought. So keep it in mind. Still could be a very good demonic beast unit. Still could be all of that. But it is not that, oh my god, crazy Mael buff type unit. So with it again, in comparison to some of the other units, maybe it wasn't too... again, if you look at it, right, you lost on... So Zeldris versus Fez Zeldris, that's based off debuffs, which is a little bit different, right? So it was an easy trade to put this Zeldris on, because that had to happen. These two weren't really too great, but still, they didn't trade for anybody, so you could just like throw them on if you wanted to. This directly rivals this, which it's a Fez leveled unit, so it's obviously going to be kind of bad. So that's why it loses in some capacity. But still, the 60% could be, or 45% could be great. 60% for the demonic beast could also be great. Just depends. We'll have to wait till tonight and see over the few days and see like how the character actually is. It still could be great, so don't think I'm hating here. I'm just making it clear that it is not like the broken, insane unit you thought it was. Definitely a lot toned down. Okay? Yeah.